Okay, so here I am setting up with a saw to cut a bunch of pieces. The measurements I took in the field were 48 and 7/8 between the center line of the two posts. The posts are 3 inches, so an inch and a half here, inch and a half here is 3 inches. So that's where I get 3 inches away from 48 is 45 and 7/8. Then I got the takeout on my saw blade from my circular saw. That's 2 3/8. That's where I get the 7/8 minus 3/8 is 4/8. It's a half. And then 45 minus 2 is 43. So from the edge of the table, I need to have 43 and a half to the edge of my stop. Turn that upside down. We got 43 and a half. Now, see right there, I got the factory end. I want to cut that square. It's probably not square. So, I'm going to use this block. So if I put it right here in this one mark, I'm a 1/2 inch. If that's from the center hole, that's exactly what these are. They're a 1/2 inch over, right? So I could just put it, if I want to cut off an 1/8 inch, I could just put it down at 5/8. And that's probably the blade. I'm just going to run the blade, but it could deflect, right? So I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch. I don't want to cut too much because I'm trying to get a lot out of this piece. So I'm going to put it in the 3/4 hole and replace this. That'll scoot this back 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut that end down there. Then I'll put this piece back, and I know this piece will have to have a 1/4 inch cut off. I'll flip it around sometime when I get done chopping the rest of this up. Let me say it again. I'm going to remove this block, set this at a 1/4 inch back, 1/4 inch back, you know, it's a little exaggerated, 1/4 inch back, move that piece, cut it, and then I'll have a 1/4 inch cut off of this side to true that up. After the fact, I'm going to cut the rest of this first. So I'm going to cut this way, then I'm going to replace this stop and chop the other two, and then I'll come back around and trim this one and chop it too. Okay, here are the 4 pieces I just cut. Somehow I got 4 different lengths. I don't know, I got 4 different lengths down here on this end too. Anyways, the measurement I was going for, this is where I set it up to do my offset for my saw. But the measurement I'm looking for is 45 and 7/8, and I need 4 of those exactly the same. I'm talking, I need them on the money, 45 and 7/8. I got them staggered so I can measure right here on the corner, all the way down the line, so that, double check this bad boy. So right here on the edge, get there to the edge, pulling it tight, we got, that's a lot, like 45 and 7/8. Okay, again, right on the edge, pulling it down, bingo. Again, on the edge, on the edge, 45 and 7/8 on the edge. .45 and 7/8. Awesome. So I got this measurement right here set up at exactly 45 and 7/8. If these don't fit, I'm just barely touching the ends of like an 80 grit, just to take a little bit off. Like not even a little bit, just probably do it with a hand file if I wanted to. It's not a lot. Then it drops in there perfect. Once I get that in there, that's kind of like what I want. Now, to do that, now I'm welding these brackets on. So, got a whole bunch of little brackets with 2 holes in them. I got my tooth block stopping. I actually went over to the mill, touched off because I need it 7/8. I got these 7/8 up. Well, actually, the holes are at 7/8 because this is a half. These are centered off at 3/8. And then this is 2.5. This is just an arbitrary number. This is 1.5 inches right here. Everything needs to be centered up, centered up, centered up. So by doing it off the center of this tooth block, I know that these holes are centered. Then I set this up. It's centered. And so what I'm doing is, this is 2.5. Maybe if I had 3 inch, it'd work perfect. But this is 2.5. It's going in there. So this is one way to do it. You got like from right here, from the center line of this hole, it's a 1/2 inch. I need 3/4. That's why I use these blocks. I got them set up on that 3/4. 3/4. 3/4. So I have to do that. But anyways, I was just doing that to show you. So I can also tell this is off. See the little gap? I can push this thing back. Just trying to reach in here and get a couple tacks. I bought brand new drills to drill, but they also work as perfect alignment pins because the holes are perfect, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll flip it around, set it inside there and weld that end over here in this jig. And then hopefully I'll have all 1, 2, 3, 4 perfect for my spacing for my handrails.